Okay folks, this is the Presto Tater Twister right here. It's a little kitchen appliance that's used to make these delicious little curly fries. You put a little potato in there and it spins around and it cuts them up at a nice slow rate of speed. And it makes these delicious fries, but we're not going to use that for this purpose. We're going to use it for another purpose. We are adapting this to use here as a motor drive for my little tool here to wrap our Christmas lights onto our poles. So it's going to look like this in this fixture that you see right over here. And you can see that's how we've modified it. And we have this new one here that we're about to take apart here, and I'm going to show you how we're going to retrofit this to use this to spin up for the lights. So just to give you an idea of what this thing does, it just kind of spins around there. I'll take the lid off there and you can see that thing spinning around there, the center spindle. See how it moves at a nice constant rate? So that's what we're going to modify, is that little guy right there. Okay, so there's the close-up of the center spindle. What I'm going to do is drill a hole on the left winglet that you see there, and also on the right wing. And what that's going to do is we're going to run a clip through one of those holes, and then when eventually that hole will wear down one day, and then you'll have the other hole ready to use. You just move the clip over, and I'll show you how that's going to work afterwards. What I'm going to show you now is how we're going to drill it. So I usually like to hold one side of the winglet with the pliers and then drill with the other hand. So there you see we have a perfectly drilled hole there, and then you just do the same thing to the other side as well. Now I'm going to switch to a slightly larger drill bit in order to accommodate the size of the opening that the clip needs. Now I'm going to rebore the holes again to a slightly higher opening width. And when completed, you should see your two perfectly drilled size holes there on either side. Okay? Okay, now my next strategy is I've gotten this was out of an old hose bracket that I bought at Home Depot, and I sort of cut off half of it and bent it into shape, but this is what it looks like, and it's going to go right over the spindle, and the clip will actually clip this down to that spindle. See, so here's the eye on the bracket here, and it's going to go right down there, and then this clip will go in and right through the hole, and it'll hold it in place. And after a few seconds of wiggling the clip into place, there you have your final attachment all completed and ready to go. Now here's a close-up shot of what it looks like from above. So you see basically the clip right here is going to wedge against the bracket, and it's going to push against it and make it do all the work. So the clip really is the work. It's doing all the work there for you. Now let me turn it on and show you what it looks like. See? Everything's wedged in there nice and tight, and it's running perfectly. Okay, you can see this is a wooden frame I built to keep my tater twister completely stationary onto the table. And it's just made from pieces of 2x4. And we're going to take the tater twister now and insert it into position. And there it is afterwards, and of course you want to make sure that your switch over here is in the on position before you put it into that frame. And now we're going to put a couple of brackets on the back to hold it into place so that it can't move in any direction at all. We're going to have one here, and we're going to have another one over here. So there you go, 2 brackets, got it all held in place. The sucker's not going anywhere, it's permanently mounted in there now. Okay, now I control whether the tater twister is on or off by using this little foot switch here. Very simple. So now we're going to give it a test firing and just make sure it spins up okay. And as we can see, it's doing just fine. Now the way we're going to attach our light pole to this apparatus is with this bolt here, and we also use a 1/4-inch nut to go with it. So what we do is we bring the pole up here like this, and we drill holes in the pole and just run the bolt right through it. Then we screw it in. It's just that simple, folks. Okay, so far we've only tested our apparatus with no load. Now we've got a full load on here. This is a 4-foot section of PVC pipe that I'm building 4 channels of red lights and 4 channels of green lights on. So now we want to fire this thing up and see if it can handle the load. There you go, that's about the speed that you want it to be rotating at. It's handling our load here. Pretty messy, but hey, I don't get paid to make it look pretty. All of that will eventually be plugging into my little Lightorama controller here, and you can see what I did. I secured all of the outlets and numbered them all to make it a lot easier to connect them up so I know exactly where everything is. This makes it a lot easier to do your hookups. Well, there you have it, folks. I hope this was helpful for you. And good luck using your tater twister to make your arches this year.